And we're back on another one. And yeah, today they're getting ready for Labor Day for Gold Rush. Yeah, and on today's episode, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna work this section here. When you work this claim, you don't get to really move around a whole lot because there will be a lot of people showing up later today. So you hurry up and pick a spot and work with it, I guess. I would like to do some panning, but I wouldn't be able to take the time. And it looks like a lot of people have been working this area pretty heavy since I've been over at the East Claim most of the year. Welcome back to the West Claim. Swank West. Got my own pavilion. Nice. So yeah, let me get set up here. We're gonna work this line right here. Looks like that's where the heavies come through anyways. And that looks like a gravel pile over there. Somebody's dredge pit. We're gonna work right before it. Let's see what's in there. Maybe I will get the pan out. We'll do a couple pans real quick, try to find a good area. Let's get in it. And on another side note, I was able to get a hold of Deputy Chris, and me and him patched things up. We're good. You know, I told him, I was like, we can't just keep going on terms like this. We got to make things right, and we got to act better with each other and, you know, try to set a good example. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, let's get in it. I'll take you guys right down here. We'll get set up. Let's get to it. All right, we're up and running. Woohoo, looking good too. Got a nice flow. I'm digging in this location right here because see all this algae and stuff like that, so that determines that this spot's been undigged compared to like all over throughout there. That's all fresh tailings. Everywhere else there is a little spot back in here, but I'll save that for next time in case nobody hits it. But yeah, this is looking like the only unworked spot, so let's see if they left us any gold. All right, so I went through my first tank of gas, and that's only a quarter of a tank, actually, a quarter of a gallon, actually. So it does run out pretty fast. I only get like an hour, maybe an hour, 10 or 20 minutes out of there. I wasn't really paying attention, but today is pepper jerky from Clover Valley and lightly salted pistachios. Nice. That's my meal for the day. Keep me going strong. Gotta have that beef. Gotta have that extra protein. Gotta have that Mountain Dew. Yeah, I was sure glad to patch things up with Chris there. So now that makes me more comfortable coming to the West Claim now. Now that I know that ain't gonna be an argument every time. Thank you, brother, for you know, being understanding this time around. I'm glad that we could patch things up. That makes things a lot better for all of us. So now I can get back in here. Yeah, that is a big dredge hole right there. That's like the size of holes that Burdock does over in his areas. Nice. And I will be getting my dredges out again here soon. I was gonna bring my 1.5 inches today, but I didn't know how the weather was gonna hold out. You know, we had 50 and 80% chances. So I did bring my canopy just in case. I wasn't going to quit. I'm going to keep running. I think I'm going to run till like 5 o'clock or so. It's 1:10 now. Peaceful day. All right, that's enough jabbering on. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to get that cleanup done and then I'll stop jabbering on. All right. Let me get that switched over, get that tank of gas filled back up. Be right back. All right, I'm running the second tank, but I had to shut it off real quick because these tailing piles, sometimes while I'm running the high banker, I always find things like these little corals. Get a nice good close up on that. There we go. Hard to focus in on these sometimes. So if I had somebody checking my tailing piles while I was running, they could find some pretty cool things. All right, let me get this fired back up, run the second tank. We got a lot of tanks to go. Let's get them done and get to the house. All right, I just did my second clean out, getting ready to fill up my third tank of gas. Sorry about that, almost got a tongue twister there. Found some more fossils, collected a bunch today. Yeah, there is a lot more on this claim than there is over on the other side. Definitely in abundance over here. And there's definitely a lot more bigger rocks. But that's why I'm digging deep. Digging deep for that bigger gold. That's the motto of today. Dig deep for that big gold. So, yep, let's continue on. All right, welcome back. And look at my hole, it's getting deeper. And for you haters, I don't do this for the gold. I do it so I can wash rocks. I like to wash rocks. Yeah, it's senseless to leave a hate comment like, it ain't worth it. Yeah, it is. Every memory I get to spend here is awesome. And I get to capture it on film. So, nay. And I did see some pretty decent gold in the mats when I was doing the clean out. It likes to sit down there deep to where you can't see it. And if you can't see it, that means it's doing good. When you can see your gold up on the mats, that means you might be losing gold. So try to keep it down in the cells, try to keep it down in the riffles, whatever you're running. So that way you know you're capturing. If you're going just slow enough where it sits up on certain areas, something might knock it out of there. But yeah, looking pretty big. Let's wonder if that's some decent big gold or not. We don't know. We'll find out when we get home. The minnows are having a blast down in that hole. I'm going to join them. All right, be back with you guys in a minute. All right, so I've since finished out my fourth tank of gas. There's my hole over there. My rock wall, both my tailing piles. Let's get this cleanup done. Get home and finish up the cleanup. And let's see what this hole looks like in about 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And just like that, bam. All cleaned up. All right. Now I gotta beat the storm that's coming up over that rise over there. Before, yeah, I get stormed out. That's pretty obvious. Oh yeah. Yeah, and I'm out of breath. So I not only cleaned up my gravel tailing pile, I also cleaned up my sand tailing pile, put it all back in the hole. So yep, let's get back to the house. And welcome back. And here's some of the fossils that I've collected throughout the day. Try to get some close-ups on some of this so you can see. Pretty neat. All different kinds. There's that one that I showed you guys earlier. And then there's this piece of quartz with some other type of rock hooked to it. But what I want to show you is, see all those square holes? That's where pyrite had disintegrated out from. And that's how it left those square-like holes throughout there. Pretty cool, huh? Not too bad. So let's look at how much we have for the cleanup. All right, so we got 4 cleanouts in my tote here from the high banker run today. Digging deep for that big gold. Now let's see if there is any. All right, I'm gonna do my process, run this down. Maybe I show a little bit of that, but we'll see. All right, and here we are back again. And as I was digging throughout the day, it was a very rusty, muddy, mucky area. It was a lot of sand and gravel mixed into that clay. But I noticed that some of the gold looks a little bit rusty. And one piece I actually thought was pyrite, and then I folded it over. Didn't break or shatter. It just folded over. It's just, there's two pieces in here that are some rusty looking pieces. See, I mistaked them for pyrite at first, but they don't break. They just smash. That's gold. And just to show you, we'll zoom on in there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I guess that's as far as it goes. But you can see how I folded it over right there. And that other piece right there has got a little bit of rust on the end. But what I'm assuming is some of them rusty chunk pieces that I find down in there, that might accommodate for some of these rustier pieces like that, being down in that rusty belt. But it is gold nonetheless. Nice. And there's some nice pieces, definitely. So digging deep for that bigger gold, well worth it to me. I don't care what you haters think. Man, I can't zoom it back out. Be right back. All right, there, I fixed it. So to me, that's not a bad amount of gold. Not too bad at all, really. When you do size comparisons for amount compared to the other creek, it's about the same. It's just this is just bigger. You'd have more of it over there, but it would be smaller, lighter gold compared to what this is. There's some pretty decent gold left on that claim, even though there's a lot of people working it. It's just they're not digging deep enough. They're not getting below that hard pack, and that's what you got to do. All right, that's all I got time for today. I'll see you guys out there on the next one. Later.